Assalamu alaikum, my dear sisters and brothers. Ramadan 2026 is almost here, and I want to ask you one very important question. Are you ready to step into this blessed month in a way that will transform your life? Because too often, Ramadan comes and goes, and we find ourselves regretting what we didn't do. This year, I want you to prepare yourself fully, not just for fasting, but for a Ramadan that changes your heart, your habits, and your connection with Allah. Let's make this Ramadan the one where you truly unlock unlimited blessings. Everything begins with intention. In Islam, we say, "Innamal amalu binniyah." Actions are judged by their intentions. Without a sincere niyyah, without a heart that is truly aligned with the purpose of what you are doing, even the acts that seem the most outwardly beautiful can lose their value in the eyes of Allah. Ramadan is the ultimate example of this truth. You can fast all day, pray all night, read the Quran, and give charity. But if your heart is not in the right place, these actions will feel heavy, mechanical, and hollow. So, the first and most important lesson for Ramadan 2026 is to begin with a clean, focused, and sincere intention. Ask yourself, why am I fasting this year? Why am I preparing myself for this month? If your answer is something like, because everyone else does it, or it's just a tradition, then you are missing the point entirely. Ramadan is not a ritual to check off a list. It is a sacred opportunity, a gift from Allah, to renew your connection with Him, to purify your heart, and to transform your life. Take a moment to really reflect on your intentions. Close your eyes if you need to and think deeply. Are you fasting just to avoid hunger, or are you fasting to feel closer to Allah? Are you praying because it's a routine, or are you praying because you want your heart to speak directly to your Creator? This is the time to be brutally honest with yourself. There is no reward for pretending in front of others, and Allah knows the hidden truths of your heart more than anyone else. Sincere intention is like a seed. If you plant a seed of niyyah today and nurture it throughout the month, it will grow into actions full of light, meaning, and reward. But if your intention is weak or mixed with ulterior motives, even the most outwardly impressive deeds may not yield the spiritual growth you are seeking. This is why I want you to make your intention as clear and pure as possible. Don't just say in your mind, "I will fast this Ramadan." Say it with your heart. Say it with feeling, "I am fasting to seek the pleasure of Allah, to purify my soul, and to draw nearer to Him." Now, let's break this down in a practical way so you can carry this intention into every single day of Ramadan. First, write it down. Yes, write your intention. Seeing it in front of you makes it tangible. Your written intention acts as a constant reminder and helps you stay accountable to yourself. Keep it somewhere you can see it every day, on your mirror, in your journal, or even on a sticky note in your prayer space. Second, repeat it daily. Every morning before your first meal at suhoor, take a few moments to reaffirm your intention. And every evening, before you break your fast, remind yourself why you are doing this. Let your heart constantly reconnect with this purpose. This repetition is not just ritualistic, it reinforces your spiritual focus and reminds your soul why this month matters more than anything else in your life. Third, pair your intention with reflection. Don't let it remain a simple statement. Make it a living, breathing part of your daily experience. Ask yourself at different moments, am I acting in line with my intention right now? When you are tempted to skip prayers, overeat at iftar, or let your patience run thin, pause and check. Is this what I wanted when I set my intention for Ramadan? Is this action bringing me closer to Allah or taking me away? This constant self-check will keep your heart aligned and your actions meaningful. I want you to understand something very important. Your intention has the power to transform ordinary acts into extraordinary blessings. Take fasting, for example. If you fast with no awareness, no mindfulness, it is simply abstaining from food and drink. But if you fast with sincere intention, focusing on obedience, discipline, and connection with Allah, then every hunger pang, every moment of thirst becomes an act of worship, an opportunity for reward. a chance to purify your heart. That is the difference intention makes. The same is true for prayer, for giving charity, for reading the Quran. The power of intention is what turns a routine into a deeply transformative spiritual experience. And the beauty is, Allah knows your heart. He sees your hidden struggles, your small victories, your sincere efforts. Even if no one else notices, even if the world does not recognize your devotion, your intention ensures that Allah sees, appreciates, and rewards you beyond measure. So, sisters and brothers, make a conscious choice now. Do not let Ramadan 2026 arrive as just another month. Decide today that this Ramadan will be different. Your fasts will not be empty. Your prayers will not be robotic. Your Quran reading will not be superficial. Your charity will not be half-hearted. Every act, big or small, will be rooted in sincere intention. And here's a final point I want you to really feel. Intention is not static. It can grow, it can deepen, and it can strengthen throughout the month. If you start with a sincere niyyah and continue to feed it with reflection, focus, and mindfulness, by the end of Ramadan, your heart will be transformed. You will feel a spiritual elevation that goes beyond just fasting. You will carry with you a renewed connection to Allah that will stay long after the month is over. Take this seriously. Take your intention seriously. Write it down, repeat it, reflect on it, and let it guide every moment of your Ramadan. Because everything you do when rooted in sincere intention becomes a pathway to limitless mercy, forgiveness, and blessings from Allah. And that is the first, most crucial step to unlocking the full potential of Ramadan 2026. Sisters and brothers, if lesson 1 is about starting with sincere intention, then lesson 2 is about aligning that intention with the heart of Ramadan, the Quran. Ramadan is called the month of the Quran for a reason. Allah revealed His guidance during this month, and this is your opportunity to reconnect, not just with the words, but with the wisdom, mercy, and guidance that can transform your life. Too often, we rush through the Quran without truly feeling it. We recite, we flip the pages, and we mark it off our spiritual checklist. But the Quran is not a checklist. It is a living miracle. It speaks to your heart, it challenges your soul, it corrects your mind, and it guides your actions. If you want Ramadan 2026 to be different, you must make a conscious decision. This Ramadan, the Quran will not be a book you glance at, but a companion you immerse yourself in. Start by setting realistic goals. Do not overwhelm yourself by thinking you must finish the entire Quran in 1 month if your schedule cannot support it. Instead, focus on quality over quantity. Commit to reading a portion each day with reflection. Even 10 meaningful verses absorbed with your heart and understood with your mind are far more powerful than rushing through a full juz without understanding. And reading alone is not enough. The Quran demands reflection, tafakkur. Pause on the words, ask yourself what they mean, and ask yourself how they apply to your life today. When Allah says, "Indeed, Allah is with those who are conscious of Him," do you feel that presence in your heart? When you read about mercy, forgiveness, patience, and gratitude, consider how these qualities are manifesting in your daily life. The Quran is not just a book to memorize, it is a mirror to examine your soul. Let me be honest. This requires effort. It is easy to become distracted by phones, chores, work, and fatigue. But true connection with the Quran requires discipline. Set a time and place where you can read without interruption. Maybe it's after Fajr, when your heart is still fresh and your mind is clear. Maybe it's before sleep, when you reflect on the day and seek guidance for tomorrow. Make it sacred, make it intentional, and make it a part of your daily routine this Ramadan. Another key point is understanding the meaning of the Quran. Do not just recite in Arabic if you do not understand what you are saying. Find translations, read tafsir, listen to lectures that explain the verses. Ask yourself, what is Allah teaching me here? What is He asking me to change in my life? The Quran is not meant to sit on a shelf. It is meant to move through your heart, to shape your decisions, your speech, and your actions. Sisters and brothers, the Quran is also a source of immense comfort. In times of stress, sadness, or fear, open the Quran and let it speak to you. Let the words of Allah calm your heart and strengthen your soul. This Ramadan, I want you to experience the Quran not just as a ritual, but as a source of guidance, hope, and spiritual nourishment. And let's not forget the power of consistency. Small, daily efforts are far more valuable than one intense, unsustainable burst. Even 5 minutes each day, if done with focus and reflection, will accumulate into something extraordinary over the course of Ramadan. This is the month to build habits that last beyond the 30 days, so that your relationship with the Quran continues all year long. Now, sisters and brothers, here is something most people overlook. Listening to the Quran is just as powerful as reading it. Listen attentively to a recitation with proper tajweed. Feel the melody, yes, but more importantly, feel the meaning. Let it enter your heart. Let it remind you of Allah's mercy, His guidance, and His constant presence in your life. Pair listening with reflection, and you have a tool that can elevate your spiritual state in ways that nothing else can. Finally, apply what you read. This is the key. Knowledge without action is like a lamp without oil, it cannot shine. If the Quran teaches patience, practice patience. If it teaches gratitude, cultivate gratitude. If it teaches humility, check your pride. Every verse, every lesson, every guidance in the Quran is meant to transform you into a better servant of Allah. Ramadan is your opportunity to embody these teachings fully. So I challenge you this Ramadan. Do not let a single day pass without engaging with the Quran in a meaningful way. Do not read superficially or out of habit. Read with intention, reflect with sincerity, and act with conviction. Make the Quran the centerpiece of your Ramadan experience, and I promise you, the month will be unlike any other. You will feel a connection with Allah that goes deeper than before. Your heart will find calm, your soul will find guidance, your life will be transformed. Remember, the Quran is not a book of the past, it is the guide for your present and your future. Let it lead you, shape you, and inspire you this Ramadan. If you prioritize your Quran connection with sincerity, with discipline, and with reflection, you are setting yourself up to unlock the immense blessings that Ramadan 2026 has to offer. Take this seriously. Treat the Quran as the treasure it is. Respect it, honor it, and immerse yourself in it. Let this Ramadan be the one where your relationship with the Quran deepens, strengthens, and becomes a guiding light for every moment of your life. Sisters and brothers, if lesson 1 was about your intention, and lesson 2 was about connecting with the Quran, then lesson 3 is about something that will determine whether all your intentions and connections actually bear fruit: your time. Time in Ramadan is your most precious asset. Once a moment passes, it never comes back. Every hour, every minute, every second carries potential for mercy, reward, and transformation, but only if you use it wisely. Think about it. Ramadan is only 30 days, and within those 30 days are only 720 hours. Out of these, a significant portion is spent sleeping, eating, and fulfilling obligations. That leaves you with limited hours to truly invest in your spiritual growth. If you let these hours slip away in distraction, social media scrolling, or meaningless busyness, you are literally giving away blessings that you will never get back. This is why mastering your time is not optional, it is essential. Start with a plan. Before Ramadan begins, map out your day. Identify the moments when you are most alert, most focused, most spiritually receptive. For many, that is just after Fajr, when the world is quiet and your mind is clear. Use this time for Quran, dhikr, and reflection. Do not underestimate the power of these early hours. They set the tone for the entire day. Next, Schedule your acts of worship intentionally. Don't leave them to chance. Decide when you will pray your sunnah and nafil prayers, when you will read the Quran, when you will make dua, and when you will give charity or help others. Treat these times like important appointments with your Creator, because that is exactly what they are. If you treat worship casually, it will remain casual. But if you approach it with seriousness and commitment, it will transform your life. Now, sisters and brothers, I want to be very direct. Distractions are your enemy. Social media, unnecessary entertainment, idle chatter, these are the things that quietly steal your Ramadan. Ask yourself honestly, does this activity bring me closer to Allah, or is it pulling me away? If it is the latter, eliminate it. Mastery over your time requires discipline, and discipline requires sacrifice. You cannot gain spiritual growth if your hours are scattered. Another key point is balance. Mastering your time does not mean you must abandon everything else in life. It means prioritizing your spiritual obligations while still fulfilling your responsibilities to family, work, and health. Allocate time for each aspect, but make sure your spiritual acts, fasting, prayer, reflection, and charity remain non-negotiable. In this way, you create a rhythm in your life that allows your faith to flourish without neglecting the world around you. Let's talk about intentional breaks. Time management is not about filling every second with activity, it's about creating sacred pockets of mindfulness. Between meals, between prayers, between daily tasks, take moments to reconnect with Allah. Sit quietly, reflect, make dua, remember Him. These small, intentional moments are more valuable than hours spent in mindless activity. They are like spiritual deposits into your soul that accumulate throughout the month. Sisters and brothers, another critical element is preparation. Don't wait for Ramadan to start fresh each day. Prepare your schedule, your meals, your goals, and your environment in advance. Reduce the unnecessary decisions that can distract you. Pre-plan your suhoor and iftar, pre-plan your study or reflection sessions, pre-plan your acts of charity. The less you waste time on logistics, the more time you have for intentional worship. Also, remember the power of accountability. Share your intentions with a trusted friend, family member, or your community. Commit to specific goals like a set number of Quran pages, prayers, or acts of kindness per day, and check in with someone regularly. Accountability is not punishment. It is a tool to keep you consistent, to keep you focused, and to remind you that your time in Ramadan is too valuable to waste. Now, here's something most people overlook. The quality of time matters as much as the quantity. Sitting for 10 minutes in complete focus on dua, reflection, or Quran can be more powerful than 2 hours of distracted, unfocused activity. Don't fall into the trap of equating busyness with productivity. Mastering your time is about using your hours with awareness, with mindfulness, and with purpose. Finally, sisters and brothers, remember that time is fleeting. Ramadan will come and go, whether you are prepared or not. But if you master your time, if you plan, prioritize, and execute your days with intentionality, you will leave this month transformed. You will have planted habits that last beyond the 30 days. You will have built momentum in your spiritual life, and most importantly, you will have maximized every blessing Allah has placed in this sacred month. So, I challenge you, take your calendar, take your hours seriously, and master your time this Ramadan. Treat every day as an opportunity to grow closer to Allah. Treat every hour as a chance to earn His mercy. Avoid distractions, plan intentionally, reflect consistently, and act with focus. The way you manage your time this month will determine whether your Ramadan 2026 is ordinary or extraordinary. Remember, sisters and brothers, the clock is ticking, the days are short, and the opportunity is immense. Master your time, and you will master your Ramadan. Neglect it, and the month will pass with little to show for it. Choose wisely, act intentionally, and watch as Allah transforms your days, your habits, and your heart. Sisters and brothers, now that we've spoken about intention, connection to the Quran, and mastering your time, we arrive at one of the most powerful tools in your Ramadan toolkit, supplication or dua. Supplication is the most intimate conversation you can have with your Creator. It is not ritual, it is relationship. It is not mere words, it is the voice of your heart reaching out to Allah. And in Ramadan, the doors of mercy are wide open, making dua more powerful than at any other time of the year. Let me be direct. Many people pray, many people recite, but few truly make heartfelt dua. Too often, we repeat phrases out of habit or say generalized prayers without truly feeling them. Ramadan is your opportunity to change that. This month, your supplications must be intentional, heartfelt, and bold. Speak to Allah as if you are speaking to the one who knows everything about you, because He does. Speak to Him as if you are asking from someone who can give you everything, because He can. Start by understanding the purpose of dua. Allah says in the Quran, "And your Lord says, 'Call upon me, I will respond to you.'" This is not a promise to ignore. It is not a suggestion to make light of. It is a direct guarantee. When you call upon Allah sincerely, He listens and He responds in the best way. Often, we underestimate the power of this moment. We say, "I'll ask later," or we murmur without conviction. Ramadan is not the time for hesitation. It is the time for bold, unwavering, conscious requests. Here is a practical step to elevate your dua. Be specific. Do not say, "Oh Allah, bless me." Instead say, "Oh Allah, grant me patience in my marriage, increase my knowledge, guide me to forgive those who have wronged me, and help me remain consistent in my prayers and fasting." Specificity demonstrates sincerity. It shows that your heart is aware of its needs, that your mind is conscious of its goals, and that your soul is fully engaged in the conversation. Allah does not require vague gestures. He responds to focused hearts. Next, make your dua with humility and dependence. Many people pray with arrogance or expectation as if Allah owes them something. Sisters and brothers, this is the greatest misunderstanding. Dua is not a demand, it is an act of worship, a recognition that everything you have, everything you are, comes from Him. Approach Him with humility, acknowledging your weaknesses, your shortcomings, and your absolute need for His guidance. When you humbly recognize your dependence on Allah, your dua gains power, and your heart feels the true weight of its connection with Him. Another critical element is persistence. Don't give up on dua if you don't see immediate results. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that dua is answered in one of three ways. Either your request is granted immediately, your request is stored as reward for the hereafter, or calamity is turned away from you in response to your prayer. So even if you do not see what you want in this world, your dua is never wasted. It is always a transaction of immense spiritual benefit. Remember this and pray without losing heart. Timing is also essential. Certain moments carry immense reward in Ramadan, moments where dua is more likely to be accepted. The last third of the night, during suhoor, while breaking your fast, after obligatory prayers, these are golden opportunities to pour your heart out to Allah. And yet, do not limit yourself to specific moments alone. Every moment you spend mindful of Allah is an opportunity to call upon Him. Make your dua a continuous conversation, not a compartmentalized task. Now, let me emphasize the heart behind the words. Elevating your supplication is not about using fancy phrases or long Arabic sentences. It is about sincerity. Close your eyes. Speak to Allah from your heart. Let your voice tremble if it trembles. Let your tears fall if your heart feels heavy. This is Ramadan. These are sacred days. Do not treat dua casually. Treat it as the lifeline. It truly is the lifeline connecting your soul to the most merciful. Sisters and brothers, elevate your dua by including gratitude. Begin with acknowledging what Allah has already given you. Gratitude softens the heart and strengthens your connection. Before asking for more, recognize what you have received. Say, "O Allah, I am grateful for my family, my health, my faith, and the opportunities you have placed in my life." When you combine gratitude with supplication, your dua becomes a powerful, balanced, and spiritually nourishing practice. Another step is to link your dua with action. Do not separate your requests from your deeds. Ask for forgiveness and immediately correct your mistakes. Ask for patience and immediately practice patience in your daily life. Ask for consistency in prayer and act upon it without delay. Dua, coupled with action, multiplies reward and shows Allah the seriousness of your request. Finally, sisters and brothers, remember that dua is not just about asking for yourself. Elevate your prayers by including others, your family, your community, those in need, and even those who may have wronged you. There is immense blessing in praying for others, and it is an act that purifies your heart and expands your mercy. So, I challenge you this Ramadan. Make your supplications intentional, specific, humble, persistent, and heartfelt. Do not rush through dua. Let every word reflect the depth of your soul. Let every request be grounded in sincerity, and combine it with reflection, gratitude, and action. If you do this, your dua will not only be heard, but it will transform you, your Ramadan, and your connection with Allah. Remember, sisters and brothers, the power of dua is limitless. Allah listens to every whisper, every tear, every silent plea. This Ramadan, do not waste a single moment without calling upon Him with your heart fully engaged. Elevate your supplication and watch as Allah's mercy and guidance pour into your life in ways you never imagined. Sisters and brothers, by now we've spoken about intentions, connecting with the Quran, mastering your time, and elevating your supplication. These are all pillars of a blessed Ramadan, but there is one more foundation you cannot ignore: the state of your heart. Your heart is the vessel that carries all your deeds, intentions, and worship. If it is weighed down by negativity, anger, jealousy, resentment, grudges, then no matter how much you pray, fast, or give charity, your spiritual growth will be limited. Ramadan is not only about abstaining from food and drink, it is about cleansing your soul. Let's be honest. Many of us carry invisible burdens: a harsh word from a friend that we cannot forget, a family conflict that has left lingering resentment, envy towards someone else's success. These feelings are like toxins in the heart. They block blessings, cloud judgment, and prevent our worship from reaching its full potential. If we enter Ramadan with this heaviness, we are fasting physically, but starving spiritually. So the first step in purifying your heart is awareness. You must look honestly at the state of your soul. Ask yourself, am I holding on to anger? Am I allowing bitterness to fester? Am I resenting someone unnecessarily? Identify the emotions and grudges that weigh you down. This is not an easy task. It requires courage, honesty, and self-reflection. But it is essential, because a heart weighed down by negativity cannot fully receive the mercy and guidance of Allah. Next comes forgiveness. Sisters and brothers, forgiveness is one of the most powerful acts of purification you can perform this Ramadan. When someone wrongs you, your instinct may be to hold on to resentment. But Allah commands us to forgive. Let go of grudges, not because the other person deserves it, but because your heart deserves it. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Free yourself from these chains, forgive, and you will feel the weight lift from your soul. Alongside forgiveness, you must practice gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to envy and discontent. When you focus on what Allah has blessed you with, the desire to compare yourself to others diminishes. Start each day reflecting on your blessings: health, family, faith, opportunities, sustenance. Gratitude transforms your perspective and softens your heart, making it receptive to mercy and spiritual growth. Sisters and brothers, another form of negativity that we often ignore is the constant criticism of ourselves or others. Many of us are our own worst critics. We replay mistakes, dwell on failures, and punish ourselves for imperfections. This self-criticism drains our energy and diminishes our connection with Allah. Ramadan is the perfect time to reset. Replace harsh self-talk with reflection and constructive change. Acknowledge mistakes, yes, but pair it with dua and action. Focus on growth, not guilt. Also, be mindful of the influence of others. Surround yourself with people who uplift you spiritually. Negative company, those who gossip, complain excessively, or belittle others can poison your heart without you even realizing it. Limit your exposure to such influences, especially in Ramadan. Instead, seek out people who encourage reflection, prayer, and positive action. Your heart is a garden. The company you keep determines whether it thrives or withers. Now, sisters and brothers, let's discuss anger. Anger is one of the heaviest burdens on the heart. During Ramadan, when we fast, our patience is tested more than usual. Someone cuts us off in traffic, a coworker frustrates us, a family member says something hurtful. These are opportunities to purify your heart, respond with calmness, patience, and restraint. Each moment you control your anger, you are not only earning reward, but you are removing negativity from your heart. Make patience your shield and forgiveness your weapon. Jealousy and envy are also major obstacles. When you see someone succeed or receive blessings, do not allow your heart to sour. Instead, reflect, Allah has blessed them and He can bless me too. Let their success inspire your dua and your effort, not your resentment. This mindset shift transforms negative energy into positive action, turning envy into motivation and gratitude. Another tool for purifying your heart is remembrance of Allah. Dhikr, consistent reflection and mindfulness of Him cleanse the heart naturally. When your mind is occupied with Allah, there is less room for bitterness, resentment, and negativity. Fill your heart with words of dhikr, Quranic verses, and prayers, and you will find that the negative emotions naturally lose their grip. Finally, sisters and brothers, purifying your heart is not a one-time act, it is a continuous process. Ramadan gives you a structured environment to start, but you must commit to maintaining it beyond the 30 days. Daily self-reflection, forgiveness, gratitude, patience, and remembrance of Allah are practices that must continue throughout the year. Your heart is a vessel, and it requires constant care. If you enter Ramadan with a clean, open, and sincere heart, the blessings of this month will flow through you uninterrupted. So I challenge you, take an honest inventory of your heart this Ramadan. Identify the negativity, let go of grudges, forgive freely, embrace patience, practice gratitude, and fill your mind and soul with the remembrance of Allah. Make it your mission to enter the month with a purified heart and leave it transformed. When your heart is clean, your intentions, worship, and supplication will reach heights you never imagined. Remember, sisters and brothers, the state of your heart determines the quality of your Ramadan. A heart burdened by negativity limits your reward, clouds your focus, and diminishes your spiritual growth. A heart purified through forgiveness, gratitude, patience, and dhikr opens the door to mercy, guidance, and limitless blessings. Purify your heart, and you will unlock the true potential of Ramadan 2026. Sisters and brothers, we have now arrived at a lesson that is the heartbeat of Ramadan for many: charity, service, and giving. This is not just about money. It is about using everything Allah has placed in your hands: your time, your energy, your skills, your words, your heart, to serve others. Ramadan is the month of generosity, the month of mercy, the month where small acts of kindness are multiplied beyond comprehension. But here is the truth many of us avoid. You cannot truly benefit from this month unless you engage consistently, not occasionally, in acts of service. Let's start with a reality check. Many people think charity is optional or only about money. They may give a small donation once or twice in Ramadan and feel satisfied, thinking their obligation is complete. But charity is not only about coins or bills. It is about action, it is about intention, it is about heart. Smiling at someone, helping a neighbor carry groceries, spending time with the elderly, comforting the lonely, mentoring someone in need, these are all acts of charity. They are as valuable in the eyes of Allah as any financial donation. Sisters and brothers, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Even a smile is charity." This is profound. It shows us that service is not measured in magnitude, but in consistency and sincerity. Every small act, done with a pure heart, counts. Every effort, no matter how modest, carries immense weight during Ramadan. Imagine this: a simple smile or kind word could completely change someone's day, and at the same time, earn you reward from Allah, multiplied countless times during this blessed month. Now, let's talk about planning. Ramadan is only 30 days. If you wait for the right moment to give, you may never find it. Be intentional. Look at your resources and your schedule and ask yourself, how can I serve consistently this month? Maybe it's setting aside a portion of your income every week for those in need. Maybe it's volunteering at your local masjid or community center. Maybe it's dedicating 10 minutes daily to make someone's life easier, whether through a phone call, checking on a neighbor, or supporting a family member emotionally. The key is consistency. One intentional act each day is worth far more than a single grand gesture at the end of the month. Sisters and brothers, let's be honest. Service is often uncomfortable. It requires effort, sometimes sacrifice, and sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone. But this is exactly why it is so rewarding. Ramadan is about stretching your soul, breaking habits of selfishness, and expanding your empathy. Each time you give without expecting anything in return, your heart grows, your character strengthens, and your connection with Allah deepens. True charity changes you from the inside out. Another critical aspect is the mindset behind giving. Charity should never be done to impress others or gain recognition. It should flow naturally from a heart that is aware of Allah's blessings and eager to share them. The moment you start seeking praise from people, the reward diminishes because sincerity is lost. Ramadan teaches us that the best deeds are those hidden from the eyes of the world, known only to Allah, performed with humility and done consistently. Let's also discuss service through time and effort, not just money. Many of us assume charity requires financial capability, but this is not true. Your time, your attention, and your skills are treasures Allah has given you. Use them. Teach someone to read the Quran, help a student with studies, assist a colleague struggling with a task, volunteer at a food bank or a shelter. These acts require effort, sometimes even inconvenience, but they are more valuable than you realize. Ramadan is the perfect time to invest your energy in deeds that have eternal reward. Sisters and brothers, remember that service is most impactful when it is proactive rather than reactive. Don't wait for someone to ask for help or for a need to become obvious. Be observant, be intentional, and anticipate where your help can make a difference. When you actively look for ways to serve, you are training your heart to be compassionate and your mind to think beyond yourself. This is the essence of Ramadan, breaking the cycle of selfishness and cultivating a heart that seeks to uplift others. Also, let's talk about emotional support. Service is not always physical or financial. Listening to someone, comforting someone in distress, encouraging someone who is struggling, these are profound acts of charity. Many people suffer silently, and a few minutes of your time can completely change their outlook. Remember, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that relieving the distress of a believer is a form of charity. Your words, your attention, and your empathy are powerful tools in Ramadan if used intentionally. Now, think about consistency. One act of kindness is good, but repeated, daily acts transform your character. Consistency trains your soul, strengthens your patience, and builds habits that continue after Ramadan ends. Ask yourself, what small act can I commit to each day this Ramadan? Maybe it is giving one person a genuine compliment. Maybe it is giving one small donation. Maybe it is making one phone call to check on someone. Whatever it is, make it daily. Let your service be steady, deliberate, and sustained. Finally, sisters and brothers, connect your acts of service with intention and dua. Every time you help someone, make it a conscious act of worship. Say to yourself, I am doing this for Allah, to seek His pleasure and mercy. This transforms ordinary kindness into extraordinary reward. Your actions are multiplied in Ramadan when tied to sincere intention. This is the beauty of this blessed month. Your smallest effort, performed consistently, can accumulate into immense spiritual wealth. So, I challenge you this Ramadan. Make charity and service a central part of your practice. Do not limit yourself to money or occasional gestures. Give your time, your energy, your attention, your heart. Be proactive, be consistent, be humble, and let your actions be rooted in sincere intention. Every moment you invest in uplifting others is a moment invested in your own soul. The more you give, the more your heart expands, and the more Allah fills your life with blessings. Remember, sisters and brothers, Ramadan is not just about abstaining from food. It is about nourishing your heart, your soul, and your character through generosity, compassion, and service. Engage fully, give consistently, serve selflessly, and you will witness the true transformative power of this sacred month. This is how you maximize the blessings of Ramadan 2026, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. Sisters and brothers, we have journeyed together through the pillars of a transformative Ramadan: intention, connection to the Quran, mastering your time, elevating your supplication, purifying your heart, and engaging in consistent charity and service. And now, we arrive at the final lesson, the lesson that will determine whether your Ramadan leaves a lasting impact on your life, or whether it passes like a fleeting moment, beautiful but temporary. This lesson is about carrying Ramadan beyond the month. Let me be honest with you, the greatest tragedy is completing Ramadan, feeling its blessings, experiencing its spiritual highs, only to return to old habits, old distractions, and old patterns of neglect. Many people fast, pray, read Quran, and give charity for 30 days, and then, within a week, it all fades. Their hearts return to the same state they were in before. Ramadan becomes just another month on the calendar rather than a turning point in their life. You do not want that. You want Ramadan 2026 to be different. You want the transformation to continue long after the crescent moon disappears from the sky. The first step to carrying Ramadan forward is reflection. Take time in the last days of Ramadan to look back and evaluate. Ask yourself, what habits have I built? What virtues have I strengthened? What patterns of sin or neglect have I overcome? Which aspects of my character still need improvement? Be brutally honest with yourself. Reflection is not about self-pity or guilt. It is about clarity. Understanding where you are now is the only way to plan where you want to be after Ramadan ends. Next, focus on habit formation. Ramadan is not only a month of spiritual intensity, it is a training ground. The acts you commit to during Ramadan: fasting, prayer, Quran, dua, charity, are exercises for your soul. If you approach them as temporary bursts, they will vanish. But if you use them to establish habits, they will remain. Ask yourself, which practices can I maintain consistently after Ramadan? Can I commit to daily Quran recitation, even if just a few verses? Can I dedicate a portion of my income or time to charity regularly? Can I maintain the mindfulness in my speech, actions, and interactions with others? Transform your Ramadan routines into lifelong habits, and you will carry the month's blessings forward. Sisters and brothers, consistency is more important than intensity. Many people burn brightly during Ramadan, only to fizzle out afterward because they try to do too much at once. The key is small, sustainable changes. One verse of Quran daily, one extra prayer, one act of kindness, one intentional dua. These may seem small, but over time they accumulate into profound transformation. Ramadan teaches us discipline and awareness, but it also teaches us moderation. Carry what you can sustain beyond the month. Another crucial aspect is keeping your heart connected. Ramadan is intense because the spiritual environment is supportive, the mosques, the community, the encouragement. After Ramadan, the external environment changes, and it becomes easy to lose that momentum. This is where intentionality matters. Create personal systems that keep your heart engaged. Set aside daily time for reflection, continue your dhikr, maintain your prayer discipline, and seek moments to give and serve. Do not rely on the month alone. Rely on your own conscious effort to sustain the spiritual growth. Sisters and brothers, reflection and self-accountability must continue after Ramadan. Keep a journal, track your prayers, your Quran, your charity, your moments of patience and gratitude. Evaluate weekly, where have I improved and where am I slipping? This conscious practice ensures that your spiritual growth does not plateau after the month ends. Ramadan should not be a high point you return from, it should be a launching pad for ongoing progress. Equally important is community and support. Surround yourself with people who uplift and remind you of your spiritual goals. Seek friends, family, or online groups that encourage consistency in worship, kindness, and learning. After Ramadan, the temptation to slip back into old habits is strong, but if you are part of a community committed to growth, it becomes easier to sustain your efforts. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "A believer to another believer is like a building whose parts support each other." After Ramadan, you need those supports more than ever. Sisters and brothers, let me emphasize spiritual reflection on progress. Do not only focus on what you are doing outwardly, examine your inner transformation. Has your patience increased? Has your gratitude deepened? Have you become more forgiving, more compassionate, more disciplined? The true measure of Ramadan is not just in your fasts or prayers, but in the lasting change in your character. Ask yourself, who am I becoming as a person because of this month? Now, let's talk about practical continuity. Identify 3 to 5 core practices from Ramadan that you will commit to daily after it ends. Perhaps it is reading a few verses of Quran each morning, maintaining your voluntary prayers, making consistent dua, helping someone every week, or controlling your speech and anger. Write them down, schedule them, and make them non-negotiable. These small, focused practices become the anchors that carry Ramadan's blessings forward. Another key element is gratitude and reflection on divine mercy. Throughout Ramadan, we experience mercy and forgiveness like no other time. Do not let this awareness vanish once the month is over. Continue to acknowledge Allah's blessings daily. Let gratitude shape your perspective and guide your actions. Gratitude will keep your heart humble, your intentions pure, and your soul receptive to continuous growth. Finally, sisters and brothers, remember this. Ramadan is not a one-time opportunity, it is a gateway. It is the blueprint for a life transformed through discipline, worship, service, and mindfulness. The month itself is short, but the lessons are timeless. If you approach Ramadan with sincerity, embrace its disciplines, purify your heart, and plan for continuity, then you are not only experiencing 30 days of mercy, you are building a lifetime of spiritual resilience. I challenge you, do not treat Ramadan as a fleeting month. Treat it as a foundation. Carry its lessons forward. Let your intentions, your habits, your generosity, your prayers, and your reflection continue every single day. Make Ramadan 2026 the month that launches a new chapter in your life, a chapter of consistency, growth, and closeness to Allah that does not fade with the moon. Sisters and brothers, if you do this, If you commit to carrying Ramadan beyond the month, you will witness a transformation that touches every part of your life. Your heart will be lighter, your character stronger, your faith more resilient. Your relationships will improve, your actions will align with your intentions, and your soul will experience a depth of peace and connection that lasts long after the crescent moon has disappeared. Do not let this Ramadan end without planning its continuation. Take what you have learned, what you have experienced, and what you have practiced, and make it your lifestyle. Let this month be the beginning of a journey, not the end. Carry Ramadan beyond the month, and you will carry blessings for the rest of your life. Sisters and brothers, we have walked together through the steps of a truly transformative Ramadan, starting with sincere intention, deepening your connection to the Quran, mastering your time, elevating your supplication, purifying your heart, engaging in consistent charity, and finally, carrying Ramadan beyond the month. Each lesson builds upon the next, and together, they create a roadmap for a Ramadan that does not just pass, but transforms. Now, the choice is yours. You can allow this month to be just another 30 days on the calendar, or you can make it a turning point in your life. You can leave Ramadan with only memories of fasting and prayer, or you can leave it with a heart renewed, habits strengthened, and a soul closer to Allah. The difference lies in action. Intentions without practice, knowledge without application, and experiences without reflection are all opportunities wasted. But when you act intentionally, when you integrate these lessons into every day, when you allow them to shape your heart and your life, you unlock the unlimited blessings Allah has prepared for you. Remember this truth: Ramadan is a gift, but a gift only brings benefit when it is opened and embraced. Do not wait for another year to begin. Begin now. Prepare your heart, your mind, and your soul. Reflect on what you can change, commit to what you can maintain, and dedicate every moment of this month to purposeful worship, service, and self-growth. Sisters and brothers, I urge you, approach Ramadan 2026 with seriousness, with discipline, with humility, and with eagerness. Seek the mercy of Allah in every act, the forgiveness in every fast, and the guidance in every prayer. Let this Ramadan not just be a month of rituals, but a month that transforms your soul, elevates your character, and deepens your relationship with Allah. And finally, take with you this principle: what you sow in Ramadan, you reap for a lifetime. Plant the seeds now: intentional worship, reflection, patience, charity, humility, and nurture them beyond the month. Let them grow into habits, into character, into a life of devotion that Allah will bless, protect, and guide. Do not underestimate the power of your efforts. Even the smallest action, performed sincerely, carries reward multiplied beyond your imagination. Sisters and brothers, the doors of mercy are wide open. The month is almost upon us. Make a decision today to enter Ramadan with a heart ready, to act with purpose, and to leave it transformed. Ramadan 2026 is your opportunity for unlimited blessings, for growth, and for closeness to Allah. Take it seriously, commit fully, and watch as your life is changed in ways you cannot yet imagine. May Allah accept your fasts, your prayers, your charity, and your sincere efforts this Ramadan. May He purify your heart, increase your guidance, and multiply His mercy upon you. Ameen. Go forth, sisters and brothers, with intention, with action, and with hearts ready to embrace the mercy of Ramadan.